Pleasure it is to be here today to commemorate, I think, the first school in our history that has reached the centennial mark as a school continually in service to the children of Loudoun County. Yeah, that's a big deal, folks. And I don't know who's doing some research about how many public schools across America have actually been in continuous service to the children of a community for 100 years, but I'm guessing it's few, very few. So a real mark of distinction for Middleburg and for the Middleburg community. As I was starting to say, as I've looked at some of the pictures of Middleburg through the years, a number of things have struck me about the history of this school. Because if you think about the history of public education in America, which for the most part dates from about 1870. Prior to that, there were very few public schools in an organized way. Communities might come together and form a school, but for an organized public education system, 1870 is about the hallmark date, and it was for Virginia. Across Virginia, this is when public school systems were able to be started. In many cases, they weren't. They were here in Loudoun County. That's the start date for our public schools. So in 1911, along comes Middleburg Elementary School. And you know, in the early days of public education, everyone realized that the foundation of education is the primary or elementary school. And so for years and years, communities offered elementary education to students, but nothing higher. Loudoun County got into higher grades later. But I thought about it as I looked at the picture. You know, this is all about, thank you, Louise, I appreciate that. Louise Luck. I bet she was like that when she was a student here as well. Yeah, her sister's embarrassed, and you should be. Louise and I graduated from high school together. But I thought as I looked at the picture, you know, they laid a stone foundation for this school. And that's significant because it means that the people who built it intended for it to last. And it has lasted. And so when you look at the old pictures, which look like the beautiful cake that Jason Reeves, our Loudoun Valley and Culinary Arts graduate from Monroe, has made, you realize that this school was built to be here. The old front entrance was here. Some of you may actually remember going up the steps into the front of the school. But I think it's significant because it shows that at the time, people realized two things. Number one, education is really important. And number two, we should build schools to last. That's a heritage that we have inherited from those who built our first schools. We continue to this day. We believe that as we're building all these brand new schools across the county, we should be building them to last. Loudoun Valley High School, which is in this same cluster, is celebrating its 50th anniversary this year. Yeah. So it's the third oldest high school. The oldest high school still in operation is Douglas High School in Leesburg, then Loudoun County High School, then Loudoun Valley High School. What this demonstrates to me is that there has been a long-time commitment to public education in our community. But there's also been a partnership with private education that we don't talk about a lot, but probably books should be written about, because if you read the early history of Middleburg Elementary School, you know that from the early days there was a partnership particularly between Middleburg Elementary School and Foxcroft School. That was represented for us today by those of us who rode a bus over, a Foxcroft bus from the parking area here to the school. Foxcroft has a similar relationship with Banneker Elementary School. So I think in a lot of ways our community has been one that sought to bring together more than to divide, that looked at resources wherever they were, whether they were in public schools or private schools. What we were focused on, what we've been focused on, and what we are focused on is what's best for our children. The community of Middleburg and the area that this school serves has made it abundantly clear over the years that what they believe is best for our children is Middleburg